Hey y'all, I'm Danny, and this is Heard. Hi guys, welcome back to Heard the podcast. I feel like the weeks and days just go by so fast nowadays. Like, it's crazy. J-Rob's in the background, of course. You know, he's a little under the weather, so you won't really hear his voice that much. Maybe he'll give some feedback here and there, maybe, I don't know, but you won't hear his voice that much. So guys, wish J-Rob to get well soon, and wish J-Rob a happy birthday. Did you want to tell your age or no? You're not old, but you don't look your age. Yeah. What do people say? How old that you look? 22. Really?
Yeah, especially the older people.
Really? Oh. 25. Okay, 25 makes sense. 25 makes sense. Anywho, so I got a lot of feedback. I got a lot of feedback from that clip I posted where I was talking about how my debit card account went into overdraft paying my rent. Relatable content, all 2025. I'll make sure, maybe I should tell more story times. I think people love my story times and my relatable content. But yeah, maybe I will share more of that. But yes, I got a lot of feedback from that. People related to that. You know, one person was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for making me feel normal." I lived 4 days of my life with negative $30 in my account. What? But it was this one. But of course, like, you know, when you post things on social media, there's always like a weirdo or two. So I don't know if you saw this. I posted it on my story. But one girl or lady or whatever, she commented and was like, you know, debit cards are not like cash. Debit cards are check cards, and what you did is called check fraud. I was like, are you okay? Like, did you need to watch the clip over again to see if you understood it? Like, and so then she replied, she was like, the place you're talking about, PNC, the place you're talking about, I used to work at. And I'm like, you're lying, because there's no way that you said the debit card is like a check card. There's no way that there's no way that you watched this clip and said that I committed check fraud when I didn't even pay with a check.
Do you know this person?
No, it was a stranger. So she sounded stupid, and I went back and she deleted the comment, but I already screenshot it. So yeah. But anywho, yeah, I'll definitely post more relatable content because that's those are pretty fun to see your comments and things like that. Make sure you guys follow Heard the Podcast on TikTok. It's called Heard Pod on TikTok, I believe, HERDPOD on TikTok. Make sure you guys like and, you know, follow and repost and all those things. I love when you guys interact with me. I think I want to make a goal, because right now I'm at 500 followers on TikTok for the Heard page. I think by the end of the year, I want to at least have 1,000. So let's work together, guys. I need your support on that. So yes. Anywho, so let's get into, there's a couple of things I do want to discuss on today's episode. But before that, I want to cover a couple things before I get into the main. So Harper's Bazaar just put out Rihanna's cover story and everything, and she just also had a birthday that just passed as well. And, you know, that birthday that just passed, it could have been a really bad birthday. But it turned out to be a good birthday because A$AP Rocky was found innocent. But anyway, found not guilty. But anyway, she's on the cover of Harper's Bazaar right now. She's discussing, you know, upcoming ventures. She's discussing, you know, upcoming music. She's saying that, you know, her music that she's planning on putting out is not going to be like the regular conventional, you know, it's not going to be like the commercial type of music. She said that Anti is like her only project where she doesn't like feel shame or cringe or whatever. I'm like, that's interesting, because I feel like she had a lot of good body of work. Well, maybe I think she said shame, but I mean, I love Rihanna's music, but I know her last few, like before Anti, her last few projects, you know, I think, you know, I think that she was going through something. I know, like with Rated R, she went through something. Unapologetic, she went through something. And like in between that, like Talk That Talk and, you know, Loud, I feel like Loud and Talk That Talk were so close together. And, you know, I feel like she had to push those two out, you know, because I feel like she was on the Loud tour while she was recording for Talk That Talk. So I don't know, you know. I can't see why she would say like, you know, Anti is her most like, you know, her authentic and proud work or whatever. So I mean that's fine. Everyone has their own, you know, outlook on themselves when it comes to their art. But I am excited for new music. You know, I really adore like the businesswoman, the entrepreneur Rihanna. You know, as time goes by, you know, I understand how the music industry works. Well, I don't understand. I have an understanding of how it works just by being on the outside. I know that, you know, I feel like a lot of artists go through different things with like, you know, their labels and like what their art should sound like, and, you know, having to follow trends and what to do to promote it, and having to go through all those different things to like, you know, be a successful music artist. And I feel like Rihanna is one of those ones where like she doesn't have to put out any music ever again. She already made a name for herself, and she's established herself as a businesswoman where she, you know, doesn't have to, you know, I keep referencing, I never forget that she said it was one time, this was a few years ago, I can't remember what era she said this in, but I remember her saying this. She said, you know, she wants a career where she doesn't have to tour to make money. And she was just thanking God that, like, you know, she doesn't have to do that. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, and I'm not putting out any artists, but, you know, we see like different like legacy artists that still have to go out and do shows. You know what I mean? And luckily they have a good catalog where they can still live off of their music. But I don't think certain artists, certain legacy artists, if they didn't have to perform or book shows, they wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not saying they don't like to sing or they don't like to rap, but I'm saying like if they didn't have to book those shows, they wouldn't. I'm sure they would rather sit up with their feet up and like make money, some of passive income like Rihanna does, where she sells panties, she sells fragrance, she sells makeup, she sells hair products now. She sells, you know, and I feel like, and I love how Beyonce is really, you know, diving in. Beyonce always was an entrepreneur. She always like sold, like, you know, I think a lot of like artists like always had a fragrance. Everyone had a fragrance, but like now I feel like I'm really starting to see like Beyonce, like she's really getting to her liquor bag. Like she's really getting into entrepreneurship and building a legacy outside of music, because I remember when Chloe Bailey was in an interview, and we're going to talk about Chloe today a little bit too. I remember she was in an interview and she was just explaining the music industry. She was explaining like, you know, all the behind the scenes stuff. And she was, you know, she said music is like the commercial, basically. Music is the commercial, you know, so like a lot of these artists, like, you know, we think that they have it like that, but they don't. Like I said, you know, there's legacy artists right now that book shows because they have to. It seems like if they didn't want to, they wouldn't. So, yeah, that's how I feel. So I love seeing Rihanna be that girl. I love seeing Beyonce be that girl. Megan Thee Stallion just put out her own liquor brand as well, so that's pretty fun. So it's all about generational wealth. I feel like those women are super inspiring. You know, and it's Black History Month, and the next month is Women's History Month as well, so that's pretty cool. Anywho, so Rihanna had a wonderful Harper's Bazaar spread. I loved the cover. I loved like the natural, like, you know, wet, wavy, short hair. I love the couture looks and things like that. And then also Solange has a cover story with a publication called Floss or Flows. I'm sorry if I've been pronouncing it wrong, but it's basically like an interior design, like I guess like architectural design publication. And, you know, Solange is really into like architecture, interior design, furniture, you know, things like that. So that was pretty cool. And that's not the first time she was a part of a interior design publication. She had another one, I think last year, but the year before last, which was pretty cool. And she discussed her Saint Laurent brand and all those things. And she also discussed like, you know, how she composes for like operas and ballets and things like that, and how she's working on new music as well. So I'm so excited for us to launch new music as well too. So like I love, like, she's like a true artist. I love how because she's a multidisciplinary artist, which is super cool to watch before our eyes too. Like that's super cool to see that Solange like is into interior design, what is it, orchestral type of music, like I guess scoring for ballets and things like that. And so that's pretty cool, being a composer, being a producer, all those things. So that's pretty cool. And then Doechii had a pretty cool cover story for The Cut. For The Cut, it's a publication called The Cut. I always love their cover stories, and I always love their editorial shots. But she said something in the interview that really stuck out to me, and I definitely agree with that. And it's something that my friends, are trying to like instill in me as well. So this is what she said. It's a little section of what she said. She said, I realized. Oh, she said, okay, this is what she said. She said, Doechii reveals she channeled her inner it girl energy to overcome suicidal thoughts stemming from hate in new interview with The Cut. She says, quote, I realized, oh, fuck, I'm going to kill myself, and then I'm going to be the only one dead. The bullies aren't going to be with me, and everything they said is not coming with me either. I would just be gone. I made a choice, a decision. I am the most important character in this movie. This is my motherfucking movie. And one of my best friends was telling me, like, because I would talk to her about like different issues that I would have, I would have issues where like I feel like some people don't understand me, or I feel like some people can't handle my personality, or I wish that people were more upfront with me about something, just things like that. And I would talk to my best friends or whatever, and she was saying like, take that as your life is weaning people out. Like if they can't handle, they're not for you. And you can't sit here and sulk in other people's views of you. It's your life. It's your mind. She was telling me like, like your mind is very powerful. Like you have to control your own mind, because your mind, if you can drive yourself crazy. You can go crazy and you can lose. She was telling me about how she had a neighbor. I'm going off, but I promise this relates. But she was telling me that she had a neighbor, and she was a wonderful woman. She was a nice woman, but she had a relationship issue with her partner, and her partner, her partner betrayed her, and her partner wasn't loyal to her. Her partner like drove her crazy, and like she lost her mind. And when she lost her mind, it affected her health, and she ended up passing away. Yeah. So like it's your life, like when it comes to bullies or people that hate on you, or people that don't understand you, people that talk bad about you, people that don't want to understand you, people that want to push a narrative about you, people that want to feel a way about you. Like, I would talk to my aunt sometimes too, and I would discuss like, oh, I don't like how they're saying things about me that aren't true, and people are believing them and this and that. And she was like, like, F it, like don't spend, she didn't say the F word, but like basically she said F it. But she was just like, don't spend too much time. You don't always have to defend something all the time. You don't. And I'm learning that. Yeah. So you don't always have to defend things. Just let things be, and cause so and I do believe in like the universe, working things out, and I do believe like letting things be, and and letting things like play out, and it works in your favor or whatever. But yeah, like I definitely like what Doechii said definitely stuck out to me, and it just reminded me of like different advice that I've gotten in in life. So, but yeah, like a mind is a very powerful thing. Like you have to control your mind, because your mind can be the end of you. Anywho, you agree with me, J Rob? J Rob is agreeing with me. J Rob is one of my wise friends. He's very level. I feel like you're very level. I love like, I think that, one thing that I like, and that I think that other people should take into account, is that I love being around people that are either like smarter than me, or like better at something than me, or like just more emotionally intelligent than I am, if that makes sense. Like I don't like being around people that can pull me down. I like people that can pull me up, or like I like people that I can learn from. You know what I mean? So Anywho, on to the pop news and what's going on in the streets. Maybe I should name this Herd on the Curb. No? I think that's a cute name. I was posting on YouTube, and you know, on YouTube you can post like little like you can like make like social posts, like, you know, and I was like, hey chatty patties, I think I might call them chatty patties. I think I might call them chatty patties. And I think I want to call this Herd on the Curb. I think I'm going to call it Herd on the Curb. So welcome to this segment called Herd on the Curb, guys. So Herd on the Curb. J Rob's laughing in the background. So Herd on the Curb. So first off, I want to discuss. I didn't discuss Cardi B and Stephon Diggs on here yet. I don't believe I did, or I didn't talk about it in depth. But Cardi B is really moving forward in her split from Offset. I guess she's waiting on him to sign the paperwork, the divorce papers or whatever, but they seem to be very much separated, and we're seeing, you know, Cardi B really like go out and date. So right now she's like dating or talking to Stephon Diggs, and he's a wide receiver. Wait, don't tell me to don't say, wait, let me hold on, because you know I only know these people when they date the girls. So I know that Stephon Diggs, Stephon Diggs is from the DMV, so shout out to him. So I think he's from Montgomery County, I think, or Gaithersburg or Bethesda or some shit like that. Anyway, he's from Maryland. Stephon Diggs is from Maryland. Because I went to a couple years ago. He partnered with is it Black on the Block? It was like they had a DC thing, and he was like the host of it or whatever. He was like a part of it. So now, and I went to that. It was cool. But he is a wide receiver. J-Rob, what is he? Is that right? What? So I was right. Stephon Diggs is a wide receiver, and his brother Trayvon Diggs, that's his name. Yeah. He's a what? A defensive what? What is? Okay, maybe just Google it then. Shit, I thought I was gonna be, but I know that Stephon plays for the Buffalo Bills. Period. Let me look him up. Hold on. Period. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me see. Stephon Diggs. He plays for. Oh, he went to the University of Maryland for a couple years too. Okay. Period. He's really Maryland through and through. Okay, so he's from Gaithersburg. Oh, we the same. We're literally the same age. Okay, he plays for the Houston Texans. I'm lying. Shit. Okay, whatever. He's a wide receiver. And he went to University of Maryland, which is okay, cool. And then he went to a high school called Our Lady of Good Counsel. Where that's at? That's in Gaithersburg. I never heard of that shit. And okay, so he played for Buffalo Bills, and now he plays for the Houston Texans. Cool. He played for the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. Okay. And then he played for Maryland Terrapins in college, I guess. Okay, cool. Okay. What was I looking for again? Why did I Google him? Oh yeah, he's wide receiver. Yeah. So let me see. What position did Trayvon Diggs play for then? He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh wow. He's a cornerback. Okay. But what's a defensive thing that you said? A defensive? What would you finna say? Defensive back. What's that? Okay. Okay, it's basically a cornerback. Okay. I don't fucking know. Okay. So anywho, yeah, so they've been seen canoodling, guys, canoodling, that's a Mean Girls reference. They were seen canoodling in the hallway club, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So they've been seen canoodling, around town, and they spent Valentine's Day together, and they've been spotted in the club and all these things. And this is like the first time we've seen like Cardi B with someone. We never like really experienced Cardi B dating like anybody except for like Offset. Like she's like when she first popped, I think shortly after she had gotten married. So we never really experienced like single Cardi dating on the town, Cardi dating like the hottest like football NFL player, the hottest NBA player, the hottest like we never seen Cardi B have like her Lori Harvey time. And I like this moment. I like this era for her. And of course, like her and Offset go back and forth online and stuff. But she's been pretty quiet since like really popping out with Stephon Diggs, which I love that. But Offset's been crashing out, of course, and he dropped a song kind of dissing her, basically. And I think the song is called 10, and he's basically saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to fuck 10 niggas to get over me," type shit. And like he posted a clip on he posted like some clip on TikTok where like it was like an animation of like a cartoon character like eating like a whole bunch of like wiener dogs, like hot dogs, like basically like you gonna have to eat you eat dick, you have to eat a whole bunch of dicks to get up past me type shit, which is crazy, right? But anyway, I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad that she's moving forward. Like I just feel like I don't want to cheer on like divorce and stuff. Like I'm never for that, but I think that like her tumultuous relationship with Offset, I feel like a lot of times distract from like what she can offer. But she's super successful now, and I'm really excited to hear her album. And I was just talking to my friend Tommy on the phone, and we were discussing influence and things like that, and the girls like really getting into fashion, and she was talking about how Cardi B, designers, they want to dress Cardi B, like they want them to wear her clothes. She sits, she's in Vogue, and she's on all these places. And I was like, yeah, I was agreeing with her. I was like, yeah, and Cardi B's like a petite girl. She's a petite curvy girl. She's not like the model-esque, like the traditional model-esque girl. So it's a big deal. Like she's a star because she's in these rooms. She's having these moments, and people want to affiliate with her and things like that. We were talking about Tyla as well, like how Tyla is starting to really get it when it comes to her music and her visuals and her fashion and all these things. We'll get into that though. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just happy to see dating Cardi. I love seeing baddies. Like I'm never against like girls like Lori Harvey or anything like that. I love seeing women really like live in their bad bitchness, if that makes sense. Like really date the hot guys, because, and I really think, and I love seeing women be selfish. I love seeing women be selfish in relationships and in what they think that they deserve, and how they want to be treated. Because men are selfish, and I feel like I've been watching TikTok and stuff. It was a clip that I came across, and it was a girl and a guy, and the girl looked at the camera and she was like, men have no issue hurting your feelings when it's convenient for them. So like I feel like I love seeing women be selfish, because I'm sure like divorcing someone that you have children with is not easy, and I'm sure that she probably tried, and they've reconciled over and over again, and there's been infidelity that she has gotten through, and so it's like I love seeing women be selfish. Yeah, so I'm really into that. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. So, and hopefully, it translates in the music, and Cardi B's another one that I love her business savviness. Like she has the whip shot, she has like all these other endorsements and like all these things. So like I enjoy like seeing people like her really step into their business. Next. So on to other canoodling. So I haven't discussed this either, but it's still going on. Chloe Bailey and Burna Boy have been seen like canoodling overseas, and I guess overseas somewhere. I don't know if they're in Africa or whatever. They're on vacation, booed up. So here's the thing, right? With the Chloe and Burna Boy. So a couple things. Chloe's a young girl. I think Chloe has to be 25 by now. Let me look her up real quick. Hold on. Chloe Bailey age. Chloe Bailey is 26 years old. She'll be 27 this year. So Chloe and Burna Boy. So I've watched Chloe and Halle like for a while, like from their like preteen to now, and I know just through Chloe's music and just through how she communicates online, like I can tell like she's like very sensitive and she's like a lover girl. And like with Burna Boy, like he's like this like African bad boy, and I can't get over how he had like two Jamaican women like fight over him. Like they were like they were putting out like diss EPs, like talking about dead relatives and this and that, and you got this and that. Like he had this African man had 2 Jamaican women go at it, and he didn't claim nan one of them for real. I think they caught him with Stefflon Don maybe, but like it wasn't like a thing. But you know what I mean. But now like we see them posted up together, like lovey-dovey, smooching or whatever. But I will say this though. Hopefully Chloe is level-headed here. I don't know these people, but I know, like, Burna Boy is like a bad boy, but I don't know him like that. I'm just saying, like, he had 2 Jamaican women like go at it like on some wild, like it was crazy. So I'm never gonna forget that. So it's just like, I know he probably slinging something dangerous. So it's, he got my girl Chloe wrapped up, but. I mean, she's young, and hopefully she's level-headed when it comes to men like that. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm just saying, like, hopefully she's level-headed. With involved, when she's involved with other men. But I will say this though, I am giving this a little bit of a side eye because of what I just said, but then also because like the videos that come out, they're on vacation, but it's like. It seems like staged almost. Like I think they are involved, like physically, like romantically maybe. But the fact that like there's always a camera propped up showing them having intimate moments with each other. Like it's always like it feels like orchestrated almost, or like it feels like, okay, this is promo. Let's roll this out, because I think Burna Boy announced a project not too long ago. I think like last week or something like that. I don't know, and I'm sure like they have a song together or 2. I'm sure there's no way that y'all both are artists and y'all don't have music together. Like cut it out. So I don't think they're gonna release. They're gonna try to be strategic when they release it, I guess. But it's just the fact that like every time we see y'all together, there's intimate moments where a camera is literally propped up and it's released out to social media. So it just seems like, okay, this seems a bit strategic to me. But if it helps with your music, go for it, because, Chloe's very talented, but I know that she probably gets frustrated with her performance in numbers and in sales and things like that. Her last couple of projects didn't do that well, like first week. And then I believe this last album, Trouble in Paradise, I think that there was an issue with her label not providing a certain budget. And she kind of expressed that, and then she tried to perform some songs on Instagram Live at one point. Like she propped up a microphone, and like I think she was out on the beach somewhere. She was out somewhere, and she was trying to like throw on basically like an IG Live like concert. Because like I guess she didn't get the budget from a record label. But I mean I understand like when certain artists don't get budgets, I understand like when their sales aren't selling, I understand why it wouldn't be why the budget wouldn't be offered, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully, her and her sister are very talented, and I would hate for any drama to overshadow that, and I would hate for drama to be the only outlet of conversation when it comes to them, in my opinion. So there's that for that. Okay. So Coco Jones. I was gonna save this for the music segment because Coco Jones and Rico Nasty just dropped some new music the other day, but I wanted to discuss Coco Jones and Heard on the Curb real quick. So I had some thoughts. I listened to the new song Taste, and I watched the new video for it, and I had some initial thoughts that I think I'm still going to discuss with y'all. But I think the song, I've listened to it a few times since it came out yesterday, and I gave it the car test as well, the headphone test and the car test. And it's a grower for sure. The song is a grower for sure, but I do have some reservations or critiques about it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. The song samples Britney Spears' Toxic, and I just think that with the song, I think that they could have it could have been better produced, in my opinion. Like, I'm not really against samples. I like samples that are used creatively, and they used the Toxic hook and they just like they kind of pitched it down. I'm gonna play the song for you after we done recording. But they kind of pitched it down, that toxic hook, and I just feel like I rather have Coco Jones sing the toxic hook, or like sing the toxic hook but change the wording for your song, because they sampled the taste word in it, because the song is called Taste, but then as the chorus goes, it goes into the regular "You're toxic," like the regular Britney Spears toxic chorus. And I just feel like I just feel like the song could have been better produced. I feel like, you know, Coco Jones could have sung the hook, and they could have changed the words but still interpolated the cadence of the hook, in my opinion. And as for the video, there's a few things. When I watched the video, I was just like, dang, like it could have, like, you know, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl, and I know that she worked hard on the choreo. She's beautiful. It's a beautiful, you know, she looks great. But I just wish that there was more time taken on conceptualizing the visual. Like sometimes when you watch music videos, for me, I can either, whether I'm right or wrong, whatever, but sometimes when I'm watching videos, I can tell when there were storyboards involved or like sketches or whatever, or if they booked the space first and went and figured it out and did what they had to do for the space. So I'm not really against, like I said, like I understand, like, you know, this is a business, so like you're granted certain budgets based on the type of artist that you are and the success that you've had prior. But it seemed like they like booked like well, don't you know how like here at the studio where like people like downstairs you can book like a space, and they have different rooms of themes, or like even with like a selfie museum, or like a selfie museum, a selfie museum where like they have different sections of different themes, and you can take, like, it felt like they were at like a studio or like a warehouse where they had like different rooms of like themes, and like she just did that. There was no like real like fleshed out concept, if that makes sense. It was just like, oh, let's just look sexy, in my opinion. But like, you know, even with the whole studio thing, the studio space type of thing, like I feel like my friend was telling me, she's like, yeah, like she thinks that like a lot of artists probably book studio spaces to shoot videos at, or warehouses to shoot videos out. That's fine, but like I feel like there's ways for you to. It all depends on like how you edit it and how it's shot to make it what it is, or to give it that quality. I brought up I was talking to my friend, because my friend she also does music. I brought up to her Victoria Monet. So Victoria Monet's All Right video, it seems to me that, you know, they probably shot that whole thing in like a warehouse maybe, or like a studio, some type of space. But the way that it's shot and the way that it's edited, and the effect of the camera and the choreo and all these things, like it didn't matter if they shot it at a warehouse or whatever. It just, the creativity behind it upped the quality. For the Coco Jones video, it seemed like everything was shot straight on. Don't you know how like sometimes you can edit things in a way where like it can be like the ant style, where it's like below and like it's big, and like, you know, it was just shot straight on a lot of times, I feel like. And she had one scene where she was like in a clear cube box, and all I thought of was Chloe and Halle Do It video. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, this has been done before. Then there was another scene where like she wore like all red, and like she was like, you know, being sexual in all red, or sensual in all red, and it reminded me of like Normani's Wild Side, because they definitely, like, online some people like the song, but some people like the video and everything, but then other people, like, you know, they brought up Normani and they brought up certain things, because the choreo in Coco Jones's video was definitely Normani-esque, in my opinion. So it was the red section that they had, and it was and then it was one section of the video where like she was swinging on like a circular, you know, that big circular like metal thing where like the girls swing around in. That was something else that I feel like that has been seen a million times, and I feel like she was swinging on it, and she didn't have the right hair for it. She had like straight hair, and then when she was swinging on it, the hair looked out of place. You're swinging and your hair looks out of place. I just didn't like the hair choice for that. I think she had the wrong hair for that scene. Then there was the scene where she was dancing. She was dancing with the guy, the man. She had on black, I believe, and like that definitely looked like a Normani thing to do, almost like, we've seen, I feel like, some artists have like their niche. Or some artists have, is niche the right word to say? Because I think sometimes niche can be like a negative word too. I don't know. Well, some artists have their style, or they see something and people reference it to so and so, or whatever. And I just feel like watching Coco Jones's Taste visual, it just reminded me of Normani, and it reminded me of other aspects of other videos that I've seen other recent girls do. She was on the Jennifer Hudson show the other day, and she discussed that, she's an R&B girly, but she also likes pop and things like that. And she said, taste is something that represents how she loves like pop and stuff too. And she wants to, I understand she wants to be well-rounded. She doesn't want to like be in the R&B soulful box, but I just think that like, I think that it could have been more time spent on the concepts and just the more of like the individuality when it comes to her. And this is like this is her first single for her debut album. This is like her official first single for her debut album that she just announced. So I just think that, and like I said, I understand budgeting, I understand all those things, but I just think that there's a way that you can still work with what you have, but then polish it up to make it what it can be. But I don't think the Normani comparisons that I saw online for this, I don't think it was messy. I think it was pretty fair. I'll say that. I think it was pretty fair. I think it was pretty fair. Yeah, to me, in my opinion. But I love Coco Jones. I love her music. She has a wonderful voice. I love her personality. Like, I love that she's like a well-rounded artist. She's a well-rounded entertainer for sure. And I've never seen her dance that way. She was doing a lot of sensual choreography in this video, and it reminded me of Normani's Wild Side video, because Normani's Wild Side, she was doing a lot of sensual dancing, and she had like different sections of like, she did a thing where like, they shot it in sections, like this is one room, this is like a red room, this is like a white room, this is like this and that, but it looked good, and it was well shot, and it was well edited. It looked good, even if it wasn't at the same warehouse, whatever, it doesn't matter, it looked good. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think for this Taste visual, I wouldn't have done what she did. I wouldn't have done it in the sections and the things that she did. I would have figured out a way. Like, I would have changed the way that they made the song. I'll say that. But then for the visual, I think that it should have been slowed down a little bit more. I guess she didn't want to be slowed down. I guess she's trying to get away from the slow stuff. I get it, but I think she could, for the cover art, like her hair was like, she was. Let me make sure. Let me look at the cover art real quick. Hold on. Let me look at the cover art real quick. Because with the cover art, I don't know if like there was like, if she was like glistening. Let me just look real quick. I'm Googling the cover art for it. I think for the concept, she maybe could have like played on like maybe glistening, like if it's a sensual song, maybe glisten, maybe, or if she doesn't want to look sweaty, maybe just like play off the word taste, like be sexual with different tastings of things, if that makes sense. I mean, not to look corny, but like, play off of taste. You know what I mean? And like maybe like I'm for some reason I'm picturing like concrete walls or something like that. Like, I feel like it could look I feel like the visual could have been more cohesive to me, in my opinion. Like, pick a concept and like stick to it and like tie it in together, instead of doing different sections and different looks, because like that doesn't always work all the time, doing looks and sections all the time. And like, yeah, I don't like, if I saw another girl do something where like that clear box in that scene, y'all, like it screamed Chloe and Halle, and like I as an artist, I would want to stay away from that. I would want to stay away from elements that recent girls have done. You know what I'm saying? And then like a super sidebar, Britney's a legend and an icon, but I just feel like Toxic is not that old of a song for you to be sampling this way and like having it in the chorus like that, in my opinion. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like she could have like interpolated it better or something. Like even when it popped in my head. I can't remember, what's that Halsey song that Halsey song where like she kind of like interpolated Cry Me a River, I think. What song was that? Oh my God. Was it Cry Me a River that she interpolated, or was it an NSYNC song or something like that? It was something that, let me Google it. Hold on. But she just like stuck it in there so like it flowed with it. Hold on. Halsey. Oh my God, what song is that? Sampling, I don't know, Justin Timberlake. I'll just say that. I don't know if it was Justin Timberlake or if it was an NSYNC song. Without Me. Yes, it was called Without Me, and she it says Halsey wrote the song with Brittany Amarillo, Amy Allen, and Louis Bell, while production was handled by Bell and Dylan Balls. It interpolates Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River with Timberland, and Scott Storch credited as co-writer. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Without Me. Let me. I'm not gonna play it, but yeah. So but it's like the way she flowed that in her song, it just, whatever, but it went with it. It was hers. She made it hers. But like the fact that they used Britney's like full hook and like they just pitched it down. I don't like that. I'm gonna play it for you. Gerald's a producer. Anywho, there's that for that. And then ASAP Rocky officially got the not guilty verdict. And did you see him fly across those freaking seats and those benches that flew into Rihanna's arms? Because listen, like, that would have been bad. Rihanna would have had a bad birthday. Rihanna would have had to raise 2 boys for 24 years, a single, or without their dad in their life for all those. And then because Rocky has a lot of stuff lined up. Ray-Bans just announced him as the creative director. They were when Rocky's verdict came out not guilty, the company was like, "Whew, cool, all right, great, announcement." So he's the creative director for Ray-Bans. I guess he's the first ever creative director or celebrity. I don't know. I guess he's the first ever celebrity creative director of Ray-Bans. I guess. And he has a Spike Lee movie coming out soon. And then he's also the chair. I believe he's like one of the chairmen for the Met Gala this year, because the Met Gala's theme is like black fashion, or is it black tie or black men in fashion, or like black fashion or whatever. Sorry guys. It's that he has an album coming out, and he's raising 2 young boys. So yeah, like But when it said not guilty, announcement. ASAP Rocky will be such and such. ASAP Rocky will be starring in such and such. ASAP Rocky da 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 da. ASAP Rocky da 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 da. Like, it was like, because he was like, look, he was not finna take that daggone 6 month. What was it? 6 month probation, whatever it was, something like that. But I ain't gonna hold you. When that video footage first came out a couple years ago, I was nervous. I ain't gonna hold you. I saw the video and I was nervous for him, but not guilty. So that's all that matters. And no one got hurt. No one was killed. No one was none of that, But guys, men, ladies, everyone, stay out of the way. Stay out of drama. Stay out of crime. Stay out of violence. Stay out of it, because it's not worth it. Because this man almost lost his freedom, and he has 2 toddlers, two young baby boy toddlers. So Anywho, so that's all for my Heard on the Curb. Heard on the Curb. Did you have anything that you want to discuss before we get into the music? Because I only have 2 songs to discuss. Okay, so we just talked about Taste by Coco Jones. So there's that. And then Rico Nasty, I just played a snippet of her new song called Teeth Sucker. I played a snippet of it when the show first started. And I really enjoy it. I'm glad that Rico Nasty's back. I know that she had a lot of like mental health, obstacles to go through. And I'm just glad she's back. I love the song. It's very Rico Nasty coded. And the video was pretty fun. The video is, like, if you guys go watch what I just said about Coco Jones' video, how like, it was, they probably had limitations, but they could have done more. Rico Nasty's video had limitations, but the way it was shot and edited was amazing. Like, it reminded me of like, Rico Nasty's new video reminded me of like early 2000s, like teen pop rock. It was so cool. It was so cool. And it's a fun song. I can hear the song on like different like teen movies or different like, you know, movie soundtracks and things like that. So I'm really happy for the song. I love the song and I'm excited for her new album. I believe her new album comes out in May. So there's that. I'm all for artists creating art and being happy about it. So yeah. And that's all for my music. Do you have any music that you want to discuss before we close out? I don't have any TV or movies to discuss. I'm still sad that Harlem was done, canceled and stuff. I guess, what am I waiting on? I think I'm waiting for P Valley to come back out. I'm waiting for Bel Air to come back out. BMF is canceled, so that's not coming back out. I think is Raising Canaan, or Cane's, is it Raising Canaan or Raising Canaan? I keep getting mixed up with the restaurant. When is that coming out? Is it March or something? I don't remember. That's coming out. And yeah, so I'm just waiting on those things. I heard that Freaky Friday is coming out in August this year. The Freaky Friday reboot movie with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis and stuff like that. So, I am. Absolutely. Lindsay Lohan is someone else that you know that turned her career around. You know, at one point she was like a laughing stock, but now she's like turned it back around and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all for me. It's a short episode, which is fine. But yeah, that's it for me. Anything you want to discuss before we close out? All right, guys. Thank you again for watching Heard the Podcast. We're available on all podcast streaming platforms. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, Heard Pod, HERD Pod. On my earring. YouTube, Heard the Podcast, HER''D the podcast. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe on there. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. We out. Peace.